he eventually opened doors that you'll never think will be open. The main thing we got to learn is keep moving forward with him because he knows what's best for us.
Right.
First we gonna rock, then we gonna fold, then we let it pop, don't let it go.
All right. Welcome to the Bring the Juice podcast. I'm your host, Frank Dalena. Today on the pod, we have Boxer super featherweight, 7-0, 5 knockout, 8-0, and Marc Castro. Welcome to Bring the Juice Nation. Say what's up to the people.
What's up? Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Marc, from Fresno, you are a junior world champ, youth world champ, national champ, and next up is the goal of being the world champ. Is that correct? The world champ?
Yeah, definitely. That's been the goal, the journey, and the vision my dad has had for a really long time.
I love it. Me and your Pops have been talking. Pops is in studio today.
Yeah.
And the energy's high on Bring the Juice right now. Upcoming fight is September 17th. You are fighting on the Canelo card, right?
Yeah.
Going to be on pay-per-view. It is at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Going to have the whole 559 watching. Going to put on for the city. Marc, let's just start out with why boxing?
My dad was a boxer himself. He eventually opened up his own boxing gym. He had the passion for it. He loved it. First, it was self-defense.
Yeah.
For all me and my sisters. I'm the only boy.
Okay.
3 sisters. And eventually, like, we would do it every day, more as like a chore, but like he wanted us to learn self-defense. I was super athletic. I played soccer, played any other sport, but soccer was like, I feel like the best one I was the best at.
Yeah. I get that.
But in order to go play soccer, I would have to
Gotta do boxing first?
I would have to boxing practice, and because soccer practice like Tuesday, Thursdays, like twice a week. But I was I had more stamina than all the kids. I was more skilled than other kids and
Absolutely.
more advanced. So I was playing with a lot of older kids. They're like 2-3 years, like 4 years older than me. And eventually just continued on boxing. Like boxing never stopped since 4 years old. And I was always around it. It was in my blood. And eventually I went to national tournaments. And the funny story, my dad actually was closing down his gym, closed it down. And eventually there was a tournament coming up. I wanted to go. I'm like, put me in the tournament.
Right.
I was a novice, so that means under 10 fights. But in order to go to nationals, you need more than 10 fights. So open. So like they kind of do that to protect the kids so they don't get destroyed and stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, nah, put me in the open. My dad's like, you sure? Those are the better kids, this and that. I'm like, nah, like, let's do this.
Yeah.
And I did it and went all the way to nationals and we got second place.
Wow.
And this was a 4-month-long tournament. So if you lose, you're out.
Right.
So I went about I was kind of the kid, maybe like 10 fights without losing. Top ranked competitors.
Just the underdog in this whole thing.
Yeah. And I beat a lot of guys. What's that? Huh? 15?
15 fights.
All right. I did 15 fights without losing. It was insane. I beat a lot of kids from that I was not supposed to beat. Mm-hmm. I got a like best boxer along the way. People were just like kind of shocked. This kid from Fresno. Who is this kid? Because the best boxers are from Los Angeles, San Diego, or Northern California. Right. Not from Fresno. Not from Central California. No. They were just kind of shook. And then eventually like people just making fans here, there, and then just keep on boxing. Mm-hmm. And just going to tournaments every year. I would win a lot of them. Eventually, I had the highest rank. I was like 25-0 for national tournaments, and that was like in history, like the best ever. In a sense of like, they started accumulating everything through computer system, and they were just, I didn't lose. So basically, 100% winning percent, because a lot of guys do good at this tournament.
Right.
Maybe they're
not as consistent as you were in this whole thing.
They were. And I still hear stories about people are like, damn, you're so consistent. You beat this guy, you beat that guy.
Yeah.
And for me, my dad, it was just another day in the office. Don't matter who we're fighting. We're here to do our job.
Whatever's in front of you, you're going to attack.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that. So, one thing we talk about on Bring the Juice is something that's not talked about enough. The mental side of athletics. People see the glory. People see the fun sponsors, the after parties. They see the wins, the highlights, things like that, and that all looks great. Everyone wants it, but they don't realize like the work that has to be put in to get to that point. The hard days, the days when you don't want to work, the days when it's raining outside or you're tired, and days where, you know, maybe, I mean, me and my dad are very close. My dad trained me for a good period too. Like, hey, Dad, I don't want to do this today. And he's pushing, he's on your ass. Like, simple as that.
Yeah.
So on those days when you don't want to wake up and put the work in to be great, those days where you're kind of just a little bit, you want 10 more minutes of sleep, what gets you up out of bed to say, hey, I need to go chase greatness right now?
The main thing that gets me out of bed is I'm fighting for like a better future for myself, my family. But on another things that I know I'm going to be all right. I've God on my side. I know that I can overcome this, whether it's fatigue. I know that somebody wants my spot.
Right.
I made a post yesterday, and something that I was thinking about for the longest, like, why do I work so hard?
Right.
Like, and it was just like just kind of mental notes. But then eventually I put a post, why do I work so hard? Is it because I know this is a dangerous sport? Do I know somebody wants my spot? Or is it because I come from immigrant parents that taught me not to take anything for granted? And or do I work hard because I'm humble? Do I work hard for this? And it's all of those things. I work hard because this is all I ever known.
Right.
And whether I'm tired or any of that, like, I could sit here and act like I've done something, but I felt like I have not done anything in this sport. So I want to make a name for myself, and a name for my family. And that's more than anything in this world.
I could not agree more. I think, you know, when I ask athletes that question, they say a lot of things for their family, for whatever it might be. But the thing that sticks out to me and why I have so much respect for, you know, my peers of athletes is behind me on my wall, I got 4 jerseys that all say my name on it. And the pain, the sacrifice, the heart, the good days and the bad days, because they're not all good days. Yeah. Like the wins, the losses, all the crap that comes with athletics at a high level, because it is a business at the same time. Yeah. It has the whole way, all I wanted, it was awesome to rep Fresno State, got to represent USA for a little bit too. The name, my last name is what I wanted to represent more than anything. You want people to associate Marc Castro with, that guy's a good dude, that guy's a winner, that guy's a good role model, a good example, a man of the community. You don't want them to say, oh, that guy only cares about himself, or that guy is a bum, or some crap like that. Like, no, like, you want to put your best foot forward. And you're so young to the point where the fact that you understand that this early, it's huge. Not a lot of people get that. People are thinking, you know, they get fooled themselves really easily, I feel like, these days. And especially, you know, the media puts out a bad taste in people's mouths sometimes, and they make you look like something you're not. And anyways, I'm just giving you a kudos to you, because you've done a great job so far making sure you represent your name. And to me, that was important. I could tell for you, that's very important as well. Yeah,
we talk about like representing Team USA. I was on Team USA for about like 4 or 5 years. My dad just taught me, like, the main thing my dad taught me, and I kind of figured out as well. I would always try to like fit in, but like he taught me, like, I need to stand out. Like, I'm different. I'm here to stay. People are gonna like you for for being you. Like, don't try to be anybody else. And the first time I went to Russia, I won a gold medal, and I was the only American to ever win it. And that time, and we had 3 silvers, or like 4 silvers. So imagine fighting and everybody's losing. Right. So you have the nerves, like, all right, like, you're next. Like, am I gonna lose too? And I had the hardest country, Cuba. They're the best boxers. Really? They don't even turn pro. And I had a Cuban, and nobody else had a Cuban. So I was like, and then when I get in the ring, my parents did not go with me. So it was just me with the Team USA coaches. There was no training camp. We don't know these coaches, but I kind of knew the coach I was working with. Yeah. He's just like, go in there, have fun. Like, this is your ring. Come on. And I blew out the competition. And wow. Like, my dad was, everybody's happy. It was, of course. We was shocked. But everybody would always tell my dad, like, because there was another team 2 years prior that went, and they would tell my dad, oh, your son's going to win it. Your son's going to win it. And, well, we have to put in the work in, and we still have to go do it. But after we accomplished that, I felt like I was like, they were telling us they're looking at this team for the 2020 Olympics.
Right.
So I was thinking, I'm actually pretty good at this. That's when I started believing in myself.
So when I saw that you had what happened with the Olympics? Because you were kind of on track for that, and then what? Just COVID kind of happened, or
there's two things. Okay. The first thing, there was a Olympic qualifiers for the trials.
Yeah.
So technically, of my skill wise, they should have gave me like a spot for the trials.
Right.
But rewind. So like I was at one more fight to get the qualifier. I had gotten like food poisoning.
Oh wow.
And I could have beat the kid and everything, but my dad's like, nah, like you had 3 fights so far, like it's okay, we're gonna pull you out. Don't worry about it. And I just thought like, no, like this is it. So eventually after that, we were kind of thinking, all right, like we can there's a lot of politics. So like we felt like they wanted major players. They're the ones they wanted to represent them.
Right.
So anyways, fast forward, I could represent Mexico or I could represent El Salvador. So I just felt like the main thing, this was like January 2020. Yeah. February, I was getting my citizenship, all that, to represent. So Mexico hears that I want to represent, and they're like, all right.
You're just going to switch countries just so you can get to the Olympics at this point?
Yeah, they allow that.
Which trust me, I had some skeleton dudes where they raced for like 4 countries at once. I'm like, I didn't even know it was a thing until I was there.
Yeah, ¿qué pasó? We could talk.
Yeah. No, Pops is in the studio. Let's hear it.
The only thing they're trying to stop when they say once you wear a shirt from one country, you have to stay for 1 year.
Yeah.
You cannot represent for 1 year different countries.
Yeah.
So they're trying to put a stop to it.
So basically, what was explained to us now is if you're gonna represent one country, you have to stick with that country. You can't go bounce.
Yeah,
back and forth.
There was like a rule, like it was like you can't be more than.
Which that kind of makes sense. But other sports,
it was good though, because the last time I represented USA was in 2018.
Yeah,
so it would be 2020. So technically, I would have been. They didn't realize that like we kind of knew the rules,
right?
And so we were gonna go that route, and then something was just kind of like telling me, like some days I'll wake up, because I could have turned pro at 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah,
I was about 20 already. And I could turn pro any day of the week. So like there's promoters been after me since I was like 15, 16. Give me their number, like, here, call me if you need anything. Here, call me if you need anything. But once you kind of take those favors, you kind of like leaning to like,
right.
It's kind of like
I know how it is. It's a
like
business. It's a business. I get it.
Yeah, they already know like, all right, I gave this kid this, I gave this kid that. But my dad was just like, nah, like we're going to keep it like this. We're going to keep it like this. Eventually, like I'll wake up one day, I'm like, I want to turn pro, and the next day, I want to go to the Olympics. It was just like that because
you have to pick. You either go pro or you go to the Olympics, right?
Yeah,
at that point?
But they switched it up for the 2020 Olympics. Well, like,
damn. So could you still go technically?
No, it's up to the
like a committee or something.
It's up to the country. Oh, so USA does not allow Olympic athletes.
So you have to be an amateur still.
Yeah, you have to be amateur. But Mexico, you could be pro, but going from pro to amateur, it doesn't look the best because pros is 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 10 rounds, 12. But then you're going to go 3 rounds and it's kind of more fast paced. They're not used to it. So I eventually decided to turn pro.
Yeah.
Turn pro. It kind of shocked a lot of people because they didn't expect me to turn pro. And they shocked them. I signed with Eddie Hearn, overseas promoter. And I just kept telling everybody, he's the future.
Right.
And eventually, Canelo got a lawsuit with Golden Boy. Then my promoter picked up Canelo, so he's been with Canelo for a really long time.
Right there, yeah.
So that's how I've been on the Canelo undercards. But more importantly, I could have went to the Olympics. But thinking back now, like they had their guy with the whole COVID thing. Like it messed up the whole qualifications. There was no qualification process for it, so they kind of went back to like points, international points they had for a long time. So the Olympic trials they had did not matter who won.
Wow. So they already knew who was going already.
Yeah, they kind of just sent their own guys, and these guys were already pros. So that's the only way they qualified. So USA had to turn back on their word and allow the pros to go back in the Olympics.
Right.
But the main thing I have wins over 2 Olympic silver medalists from USA. So
it speaks for itself. at
so
that point.
kind of like,
right.
basically. I don't brag on it.
No,
It
no.
ju- it
Hey,
just-
facts are facts.
Yeah, it's
there's
just-
bragging and then there's facts, and that's a fact.
It's
Simple
like
as that.
I did
Divisions.
Yeah, that's what I'm. 2 different divisions, even better.
two different guys
Yeah.
from USA got silvers, and I beat both of them.
Won
And-
them 3 times.
Yeah, and then basically I got wins over there. So like it speaks. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm focused on my own path. So I'm turning pro,
Right.
and I went to turn pro, and I got a co-main event under Canelo for our first fight.
Wow.
But
That's
there
a
was,
big first fight. I feel.
oh, huge. But there was so much behind the scenes that went on because I actually got ready for one fight in August, and I actually tested positive for COVID.
Did you have it or did you just test?
I tested positive for COVID. So and then I come back and we go check and
No COVID.
no COVID. So
They
that
cancel the fight though.
they of course yeah.
No, I had it.
Ah,
30
COVID!
hours-
Yeah.
30 hour had to drive from Oklahoma.
30-hour drive from Oklahoma.
So 30-hour drive from Oklahoma.
Not sleeping, not eating.
It was yeah.
You had COVID?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
we both
Not
did, yeah.
sleeping, not
Oh,
eating, but 30
man.
hours.
Yeah.
Man.
It's insane. But that we went through that like not knowing we got in the best shape ever.
Right.
Didn't happen. And then eventually like we fought in December.
Yeah.
We fought like on a 3-week notice.
Okay,
'Cause
so
we
I was gonna
didn't
ask
know.
that.
Yeah.
So you've been fighting you're fighting like 4 times a year right now. Is that pretty accurate?
I think so. 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
I did 5.
That's kind of a lot, I feel like. But
Yeah.
are you just like, I'm ready. Let's go. Next one.
I stay in the gym. My dad keeps me in the gym.
Right. But like some guys take a longer break, I feel like.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's when the harder fights come, the championship fights, the 12 rounders. But I definitely, I am fighting often, and I'm getting tough competition. But
That's how you want it. I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to be the best, you got to be the best. That's one thing.
yeah, but like imagine I was actually like training hard and not getting that much tough competition. So like the training don't really go anywhere.
Right. That makes sense.
But before all this, when we dropped the tournament on the Olympic qualifiers,
Yeah.
he was down. He was telling me that, now the manager's promoted it.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at me down.
No,
Like,
it's
I don't have no
it's,
pedigree
it's
like
tough. Well, it's not easy being
And
like.
I told him, no,
Yeah.
you name it way bigger this tournament.
Yeah.
You name it bigger than the Olympics.
Yeah.
All those managers promote, they're gonna come after you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who they take.
The private
Yeah.
jet.
They know who they got.
The PJ.
No, I'm telling the private jet story. so
Mark's got the stories. I like it.
I got so one time there's a manager, my manager, honestly, he's messaged me a while back
Right.
in 2018, and it was the first time I've ever lost internationally. But I didn't think I lost. But anyways, I lost, and I dropped the guy and everything. But I felt like I got robbed and all that. Fast forward, I drop out of the Olympic trial qualifiers. This guy gets in touch with my dad. And he got in touch with my dad, and my dad's like, hey, it's this promoter from overseas. They're going to be in Arizona the 20th, something like that. The 20th. December 20th, 2019. They're going to be in December 20, 2019. They're going to be in Arizona. But before that, training for the Olympic qualifiers, I was in San Diego. I got invited by my friend Ryan Garcia to go train at the Canelo camp. And after going there, I was like hugely
Right. This is what I want to do.
I was crazy about it because I seen Canelo. I'm like, I could be here too. He works hard. He's enjoying himself, and I'm like, I could do this too.
And
So-
it's in San Diego.
yeah.
Dude, I mean,
So-
it's far. Like it's perfect. It's not that far
It
away.
was insane. Yeah. I felt like I became obsessed with the sport then.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I go to the tournament. I got food poisoning, all that. So I just come back home and I was training like crazy.
Right.
Like-
hungry as
Like
hell.
December, training for nothing. My dad would have to stop me from running, training. He's like, the holidays and this and that. So they wanted to get in touch with us. They got in touch with us. They told us that they'll fly in the day after they're in the 21st. The day thereafter, they're in Arizona. After Arizona, it was coming up that week, and they're kind of like, they kept trying to like bring me to the fight. I already knew, but like I didn't really want to go to the fight because I was training. I was focused on training. I'm like, we go there, we're gonna lose like 2-3 days training and this and that. So they told us that they were gonna fly to us and do all that stuff. Then they switched it on us like the week of, like 2-3 days before. They were telling us that, oh, you sure you don't want to come? Like, nah, we don't want to come. And they're like, oh, you sure? Well, come on. Like, you just fly in, fly out. And they're like, nah, I don't want to come. Like, we just made them an excuse. Like,
right.
Oh, we got a lot of family from the holidays. We can't leave. It's December. It's Christmas time.
Yeah.
Anyways, they offered us a private jet. They're like, we'll get you a private jet. Don't worry. We'll get you a private jet, like, to come, fly in, and fly out right away. And I was like, nah. Like, you guys said you guys were going to come. You guys got to come. And anyways,
you said, no, I don't want the PJ.
Yeah, I think it was like a couple hours before I said, yeah. I'm like, Dad, let's do it then. So I didn't care. I was like obsessed with it. I wanted to get better.
Right.
So we got the private jet, and it was just me and my dad and my mom. Yeah.
Eddie Hearn and manager, the West Coast manager right now.
Eddie Hearn and the manager,
they paid for the private jet.
Wow.
They came and pick us up. They stayed there. They gave us a hotel. We went to watch. That was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was doing the Jacob fight.
Yeah.
In Arizona.
It was December 20th. We flew in the night before.
Yeah.
December 20th. All right. We flew in. I'm behind the feed.
You don't have to say date.
Yeah, it's December 20th. You're good.
Yeah, December 20th. That's how I'm. Wait, like. It was the 19th.
Yeah,
December 19th, actually.
Okay.
So this is where I'm going. So we flew in, they met him, and they paid for the private jet, and it was awesome. We had a meeting, and they kind of want to sign me.
Yeah.
So I had that contract there, and that's when I tell you, like, I would wake up, I want to turn pro, I don't want to turn pro. So eventually I turned pro. All that thing happened, and fast forward to August, didn't fight, COVID, we drove back. And then December 19th, 1 year later, I made my pro debut. The same day I got the private fight. That's what I'm saying. December 19th.
There's significance there. That's what you're saying.
And I'm a big believer in God.
Me too.
God. I believe like God always got me. So 1 year from that, and then also I was gonna be fighting in Oklahoma. There's no crowd and this and that. To be in co-main event on a Canelo card in Texas with fans.
Right.
It was probably like 14,000 people with COVID restrictions.
Wow.
And that's like all I ever wanted. Like only like God knows my desires.
Right.
Like I always wanted to fight in December. I always wanted to fight a Canelo undercard. And I got all that in one in my pro debut, and it was just insane. Like
that's got to be a pretty nerve-wracking like first.
I was on cloud nine.
Oh, just living life, right?
Yeah, I as soon as I got out there, like I was shocked. Like I had adrenaline. You feel
talk about juice. That was juice right there.
I felt the adrenaline like going through my body, and my dad already knew like
he's on one right now.
He needs to be careful. Like he's gonna go out there and try to knock him out, but like first round came. He's like, calm down. I got him out of there in the third round. And this guy has never been knocked out or stopped. So that was he had like 14 fights.
So after the fight, you guys were pumped up.
Yeah, we were.
You having a good time.
Yeah. I was insane.
The thing is, all the fight they've been fighting, they have winning records.
Yeah.
And then you see Olympus guy, they see the record, the fight.
Right.
They want to build them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they bring him to the fire, what happened? They burn.
Yeah. You know? That's why you are where you are today. It's clearly working. So you kind of just brushed in like some of the stuff you guys do. Mm-hmm. I gotta ask because I think a lot of our guests don't know, or a lot of our listeners don't know, but like. I follow you on social media. We're going to have some good collabs from this episode for Bring the Juice and Mark. The kettlebell swinging videos. The videos with like this, everything's swinging. You got the little background music and everything too. I love it.
Yeah.
Why? Tell me like what you're working on there, why it's relevant, what the exercise is for necessarily.
So I started those.
It's also swaggy, I know that.
Yeah.
But
so the head movement videos, I started them like during quarantine, but I've always been doing that since. Yeah. Like
a lot of people do that, or is that like kind of a you thing? Now?
Mike Tyson used to do it, but like it's kind of a lost art. So people stopped using it. So, but now I'm kind of like bringing it back. So like you probably could look up Mike Tyson training. He's like,
right.
And then just throwing. And he looks like amazing doing it. But my dad kind of taught me like a different way, you know, like let the ball come and like
Sure.
let it get so close to you and then you move, or like
Right.
move twice and then you move. So my dad just taught me like art since a young kid.
Yeah.
And we would always do that. But you know, like social media is new now. So like
Totally
you start
new.
posting what you're training.
Right.
And we actually how to train for that. Like the kettlebell looks amazing on camera and all that.
Right.
But I actually trained with your handmade bag. It had sand in it.
No, that's good.
So like
That's good.
if
Safe
I get
stuff,
it's
yeah.
if I get
If it hits, gonna hit you.
It's gonna hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's what I practice on, like a sandbag.
How do you do it blindfolded? You just have the rhythm.
There's like a box, like you know there's a box. Like
Right.
if I throw something, it's only gonna come back and forth.
Right.
So you have the timing. So like I could step out a distance and it's not gonna hit me.
Right.
I could what?
You sense it.
Yeah.
Oh, you just sense it when it's
Right.
coming.
So
You know,
it's a sixth sense at that point.
in a
Is there
way,
6
yeah.
senses or is
Yeah.
there 5 senses?
What it is like
Think so, yeah, fine.
somebody's get right behind you. You feel somebody behind, right?
Oh, you could. If someone's creeping up on. I mean, I played football long enough to where like
Yeah.
I could be running this way and I can feel someone running to
Yeah,
top
you
me.
Now you
feel
don't
it.
understand.
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
what it is.
You
It's-
feel
it's-
it.
you- and then repetition over time.
It's there.
So you could just do it blindfolded at this point.
Yeah, basically.
That's awesome.
So it's only coming back and forth,
Right.
and it's slowing down every time.
But what about when there's two? That takes a little more skill.
You kind of just they're gonna come here and they're gonna be next. They're only coming here and there. So I could
Could
come.
you do 3?
I almost tried, but I couldn't like get the hook up. Yeah. There's too many.
User error.
They'll hit so many times.
Yeah, you have to time it like perfectly to even.
Yeah, so they'll hit so many times that it's not even worth it at that
Yeah.
point.
They
So
move perfect, you can do it.
Right.
But the thing is, someone's gonna move faster than the other one.
Right.
That's the difference.
so the main thing is just like if there's two, I can come under, over. So like under,
Right.
over, under, over. So like I know if I stay here, it won't hit me.
Yeah.
But if it's going like this, if I come here, it'll hit me. So I need to go here.
Uh-huh.
So and then use my footwork, and
Right.
then move. But like little things you could do at the gym, like
Yeah.
shadow boxing with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Actually, we went to Ryan Garcia's fight.
Yeah. He's your boy.
Yeah, I've been knowing him for a minute. His family, we're good friends.
He seems like a good dude.
Yeah, he's definitely. Yeah, we've been knowing each other. We've been knowing since like we're younger. Like
Okay, cool.
like we're on like since 10, 11.
Nice.
Going to tournaments and stuff. We were on Team USA, but he actually decided to turn pro.
Okay.
So like he took that route. I took the route Team USA.
Yeah.
So I was surprised when this happened. Some guys are like, hey, this and that. I'm yada yada yada. He's like, oh, I'm a Logan Paul's boxing trainer. Like we're big fans of your videos. Like
Yeah.
maybe we should like trying to get you to help Logan Paul to show
Yeah.
you how to get
Wow.
blindfolded.
How about that dude's blowing up right now?
Yeah, and I was just like,
Sure.
my dad got his info and all that, but
Yeah.
it hasn't. It just met about a month ago, right?
Yeah.
July, maybe
Something.
July. He fought July
So
23rd
are you
or
like
July 16th.
I mean, is Logan Paul like technically one of your affiliates then for boxing?
I guess.
Right?
Yeah, it's a small world. It's huge.
Well, so
small.
But like the kettlebell thing, your social media is blown up because of that stuff. And I think, and we talked about it before, our videographer Jake, where you guys were chopping it up about, we live in an era now where social media has such a big role, and it can be a positive thing or a negative thing depending on how it's going. And I think you've done a great job of, I don't want to say promoting yourself, but promoting yourself almost, and saying like, hey, like I'm pulling my, because if you were just making like videos
Yeah.
and not winning, then it would be like, maybe don't make
Yeah, like,
videos.
who's that? Yeah,
you're
yeah,
right. Don't
yeah.
make videos and only work on your boxing. But the fact that you're backing it up and things are going well, like
Yeah.
it's blowing up. It's helping your image for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
The main thing, like building your brand.
Building
and
your
all
brand. Exactly. That's what I'm doing here on Bring
Yeah.
the Juice. Like build your brand.
That. We always hear that, and it's tough because, like, sometimes you need to come something different.
Yeah.
The main thing I learned from hearing all that stuff, like from people, like advice I got.
Right.
The best advice that helped me a lot was from Ryan. He told me like, people want to be entertained.
Yeah.
That 10-second clip they see of you, that might be the only thing they'll ever see about you. So you need to entertain them.
Right.
He's all like, and that's where he came with the speed videos.
Right.
And yes, I could do the speed videos. I could train that too, but that's Ryan. Everybody knows that's Ryan. But I came the head movement, not even trying. It's
Right.
what I've been doing since I was young.
It's hitting.
and look how like God's reward me, and it's just different. You bring something else, and over time, like I understood and learned that people want to be entertained.
Absolutely.
They want to be wowed,
Yeah.
and they want to be like they want to feel the emotional attachment to you.
Yeah.
So you got to show them you're human as well. You have to show them that you're working hard and like entertain them at the same while, because this is an entertaining sport. You need to perform when you get in the ring. And now we have social media to grow our profile and image. And for me, it's just I need to come with something different. I do everything in the gym that all boxers do. I run, this and that.
You check the boxes.
Everybody works hard. I learned everybody works hard, but regular people work hard. I work hard. Everybody. But at the end of the day, they don't really want to see that. You got to give them something to entertain them.
I get it.
And that's where the head moving video come. The Ali shuffle,
all that.
the flashy speed, and they love that, and they want to see that.
Well, it's not like you're just some fraud dude making videos. Like, this is, you really do this shit, is what I was getting at. You really are about that life. Quick side note real quick. I know I want to get into your sponsors, but first, Bring the Juice has a few sponsors. First up, Fresno First Bank. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Fresno First Bank is a local bank to Fresno and the community. They have a strong connection with business owners to help them grow and succeed. And at Fresno First, they're never too busy for you. It's always direct contact when you walk in. They'll give you a, hey, what's up, a high five, a go dogs, a, yo, did you listen to the last episode of the Bring the Juice fight? Hey, are we watching the Marc Castro fight at your house or my house this weekend? Like, they're good dudes like that. So shout out to Fresno First Bank. On top of that, we have Dervos Deli. I don't know if you had them yet. You got chicken sandwiches? You allowed to eat chicken sandwiches during training?
Not right now.
All right, not right now. But once the fight's over, you got... All right, after the
Give
fight...
it from my dad,
All right, the whole Castro family is about to get some chicken sandwiches from Dervos Deli. They might need to get on your shorts. I don't know.
That'd be insane.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. My boy Justin, we'll see how it goes. Hey, the price has to be right, though. I get that.
Definitely,
I get that. I like it. The bigger you get, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But shout out to Dervos Deli.
Price is right, they'll be there.
The price is right, baby.
Yeah.
Right now, you said you have Fashion Nova supporting you. Michelob Ultra.
Shout out to Michelob.
Shout out to Michelob Ultra. Refreshing.
Said,
And then on top of that, you're a Gymshark athlete. So boxing is kind of like, I know there's the fighting world. In my skeleton journey, it's kind of like a combo between boxing and NASCAR, where like on my sled, on my speed suit, I had different logos of businesses and stuff.
Yeah.
There's ones I wanted, ones I didn't want, ones where it's like, damn, they reached out to me. That's sick.
Yeah.
What is, like, for you personally, who would you be like, that'd be kind of cool if they reached out to me and they were a part? Because I know you're very fortunate to have the ones you have right now. But everyone, I got sponsors on Bring the Juice that I would love to have someday.
I think maybe like two of them stand out. Maybe Gatorade. Those old commercials.
Are you a
like
Gatorade
MJ.
guy over a Powerade guy?
Oh yeah, Gatorade.
What's your favorite Gatorade flavor?
Growing up, my dad always orange.
Okay.
Orange
I was about
Gatorade.
to say, if it's red,
OG,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if we could do this podcast anymore because red is not. It's not it.
I like orange.
Orange.
My dad, like that's the original favorite, right?
Yeah.
Original flavor. They came out
It's the OG. It's the OG one. Usually they sell it in the can again.
Yeah.
Oh, it tastes so much better in the can, doesn't it?
My dad, since I was a kid, my dad orange Gatorade, and he's like taught us that. I taught us that.
Orange and lemon. That was it.
Yeah, orange. I like the baby blue one too sometimes.
Oh yeah, the
too.
cool blue. Yeah.
Cool blue.
They made it like what? 20 years later.
Hey, I'm only 25, so that's my whole livelihood, man.
So my dad, the orange Gatorade,
Yeah.
growing up as a kid, that was my dad's favorite flavor. So like, all right, let me have some Gatorade, and it's always stuck with me, the orange Gatorade.
So during fights, do you make sure it's orange Gatorade?
Oh no, I don't drink Gatorade.
Only water?
Yeah.
Just wash out real quick.
Yeah, water and probably Gatorade for sure, and
Right.
then probably like an Everlast, something
Yeah.
like
An
something.
OG boxing brand.
Yeah, that would be insane. Yeah.
I love it. I mean, again, we have a up and coming sponsor here on Bring the Juice with the American Pistachios Growers, and one of the representative Wes was here. Hey,
Crazy. Yeah.
hey, power moves are made on Bring the Juice.
Yeah.
I've had basketball leagues created on this show. I've had some crazy shit happen on here.
It's
Hey, it's happening
Yeah.
today, Mark.
yeah, definitely.
Well, believe it, a lot of people want to put their name in the trunk.
Right.
The price is not right.
Price is not right.
I could have it. He's struck like looking like a billboard.
Yeah, no, billboards on
I
it.
don't want that.
Exclusive. You gotta say exclusive
Well,
with
you
it.
don't have to be classic.
Yeah, yeah.
Look professional.
Yeah. I get it. So, all right, let's talk about that. So, like,
Yeah.
professionalism. People don't see it. We talked about the behind the scenes stuff, the grit it takes to get to where you want to be, things like that. Tell me about, like, okay, it's fight week. You got the weigh-ins, you got the face-off, you got the night before, you got the day before. Like, start with weigh-ins, okay?
Yes.
How does where the build-up starts that week?
Yeah.
Take me through it. What's the mindset?
The weigh-ins or the build-up. Like,
Okay.
we get there fight Saturday, we get there Tuesday.
Okay.
Like Tuesday night. Tuesday
Just to
night.
like get used to the time zone, get used to the environment, like all that. Yeah.
Tuesday night, fly in, check in the hotel, get a workout in, and just kind of like maybe rest that day. Maybe not even work out. Just chill, sleep.
Get the body right.
Wednesday it's probably like media day. They have. I remember one time, we do like photo shoots. We do interviews, just things like that. Media workout that day too, where you work out in front of the media. And I remember one time I was shocked when LA Times wanted to do an interview with me over, and I was just like, "What the heck? Like, that's insane!" Like, and they wrote a story on me for their Spanish speaking audience.
Sure.
And that was awesome for me. And maybe Thursday, but it's sleeping, a lot of sleeping, getting ready for the fight, preparing mentally, physically. All the hard work's done. Just kind of make the weight there.
Yeah.
And then Thursday we have a press conference, and then Friday we win. They've been allowing fans in, and it's been crazy, the atmosphere, because I feel like I'm created a solid fan base.
Right.
And a lot of people have been going to my fights and they support, and and it feels good because like you start feeling the energy, you start getting the energy from the crowd, because I feel like
it's called juice.
you get the juice
You
from
get
the
the
fan.
juice. That's what I'm saying. So all right, sorry. So like, let's talk about the walkout. Like,
You get the juice.
you start like, I know game days, race days, things like that. Like, I say you got to get your piss hot. Like, you got to get fired up. And juice is something. So like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but to me, when you have this adrenaline, like you can't drink enough water. There's so much adrenaline in there, and it's just this internal energy of that. It's pissed off. It's grit. It's I've put the work in. Like I'm ready to go, baby. But once you become a real professional, is how you learn how to control that, let it build, and you let it explode at the right time. What's your walkout? What's your walkout song, first of all? Do you have a walkout song? Do you have a walkout routine?
No, we have like I come out to Mexican music, but like different songs every time.
Yeah.
But like kind of like classics, so like people like know
They
them.
know it, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you go like hoodie on? I saw one with you had a sombrero on.
Yeah, I've been wearing a lot. That's what I've been always wearing, like sombreros or like tejanas, like the folded up. Like
Right.
they're I've been wearing those a lot, like ever since I started, and people are huge fans of that.
Hell yeah! Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, what does Canelo do? Canelo do when he walks out?
He walks out with he's been doing it different. Like he wears a poncho.
Oh, that's kind of
Like-
hard too.
Like everybody has their own thing, you know.
I might need to make you
Yeah.
bring the juice poncho or something like
Yeah,
that.
that'd be,
Price has to be right.
yeah.
Price has to be right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
You know the key.
right. So all right. So you walk in. So I mean, just that walk, and then you step into the ring.
So like the walk,
is there a trigger?
the main thing about the walk, like we warm up and like I have to walk by myself. My dad's at the ring already.
Yeah.
Just kind of like stay loose, stay focused, and like kind of get the energy from the crowd, but like kind of like don't lose it, because like he's not invincible. I
Right,
need to
right.
go in there and
You gotta
stay
keep your
focused.
composure.
Yeah, you need to stay focused.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody's screaming your name. And
Oh, hell yeah.
You kind of like, it's crazy because there's nobody like you want to say. You see people, you know, like you want to say what's up, but like you can't really.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
gotta like go.
It's
like,
laser focus.
yeah, you just gotta go. And like I did that a couple of times. I think I fought here in Fresno, Chichanti. Like 10,000 people were there.
Yeah.
And it's first time fighting in Fresno, and like people were going crazy. And I just told my dad, like, all right, like let me just go focus for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I focused for like maybe like 5 minutes. And I got him out of there in the first round. And it was crazy because me and him talk about it. We don't remember like really what happened that night. It's insane because like right before we walked out, all you hear, we're in the tunnel. I hear Castro. And you hear like the
That's the piss hot right there, baby. It's fired up.
the tunnel was like shaking. It was just like Castro. And we're just like, damn. Like
That's an
we're about to
emotional
go
moment.
do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go out there, do our thing, and the people go crazy, and like people always come talk to me about that time.
Damn.
And I'm just like, man, if only you knew. Like I don't really remember like much of that night. Yeah.
And
Not for a bad thing, but
No, not a bad thing.
It's because like the adrenaline,
the adrenaline
were
just goes insane.
crazy. You got the
promotion
juice.
wasn't on him, the promotion
Right.
wasn't on him.
No,
The
yeah.
promotion wasn't the main event. But once they know, his promotion, he do his own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, thanks to God and Michelob Ultra.
Right.
That was our promotion.
Thanks to God and Michelob Ultra. Thanks to God and Michelob Ultra, baby.
Thanks to God and Michel Ultra. Yeah.
Shout out to Michelob Ultra.
They give us a big promotion.
Yeah.
I mean, they put billboard for him.
I saw that. That billboard is hard.
That was insane.
Do you get to keep it? Do they ever like peel it off?
I
Put it
don't
in
know.
your room or
Nah,
something?
I don't know.
They take him down, but eventually they put it back on.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, Mitchell Ultra's been great to us. It's insane this amount of sponsors and support I've been getting,
Right.
and because I'm a regular kid, a lot of people they know my family. They know my family's really like humble and just kind of like
Yeah.
grounded people, hardworking people, and my dad has had a lot of boxers when he had a boxing gym. None really amounted to anything. Like no disrespect, it's just that like they had
Facts are facts,
They
yeah.
had skill, but like they really didn't do anything. But they were talented, and my dad kind of learned the skills for having a pro fighter.
Yeah.
And eventually, my dad feels like I'm his blessing
Right.
because all the kids he would help coming up, like a lot of unfortunate kids, he wouldn't even charge them to train
Right.
just to get them out of the street. Just to a lot of them became Marines, like cops or just
Right. Good people in
yeah,
the community.
in the community, and they remember my dad for those things.
Right.
And they remember me like, oh, that kid, he was always working hard. Like today I seen it on my comment, my post, it just said like, oh, something that got you here is your parents. I always remember you working hard in the gym since a kid. Like, and I'm just,
it starts from the source, like the main source is your parents.
Yeah.
I believe that.
and it's just insane because people remember that kid, the young kid that keeps
Right.
working, and the support just keeps getting crazier and crazy. It's kind of like the word of mouth.
Yeah.
It just keeps going and growing and growing. And that's more than anything because they're like, oh, did you see this? Or do you see that? Or do you remember that kid from Fresno?
Yeah.
That's him with the blindfolded video. Do you remember that kid? He's fighting tonight on the Canelo card. Do you know that kid? Like, just little by little, they just crazy.
I
how
call it-
got here.
I call it iron sharpens iron. I truly believe, Fresno, the Valley is such a great community to where you coming on this pod, for instance, I want to help create a platform for athletes all over the world that could come on and we just talk about the mental side of the game, the business side of the game, the emotions you go through, you as a human being, not as an athlete, which I think we've displayed great so far today. And on top of that, the studs that come from the Valley, like yourself, it's another platform for people to hear what you really are like, what you really do, why you really fight, why you really do the things you do. I mean, if you're listening to this right now, like the relationship you and your dad have it's just awesome as a father and a son. Not many people get that opportunity, and I love that. It hits me at home because me and my dad have a very unique relationship. I was driving home last night from work. My family farms onions for a living. It's what we do.
Yeah.
It's very hard to be a farmer, and I got two little brothers and a sister in Texas. Sister in Texas doing great, but one of my brothers, he plays football at Fresno State right now, and he had a scrimmage last night, and then my other brother had a football game last night. So my mom and dad, one's at one game, the other one's at another, and I'm out here at this onion farm working my ass off. But you know what? I'm just like, my dad called my dad on my drive home, and he was just like, I hope you had a good day at work. And I'm just like, damn, how the tables have turned of he still support his other sons and he has a relationship, but now I'm the one who's helping run the show and working, and like packing the onions is my new Super Bowl for certain days of the year, right? It's just crazy how it comes full circle like that. I feel like, I don't know, but the relationship you guys have is awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy because I feel like my dad is like, he knows me like more than I know myself. I know him more than he knows himself. Like just things like that, and just like we'll see something and I'll say something and be like, oh, I thought the same thing, or like just things like that, or
Hell
like,
yeah.
oh, I was gonna say that, or remember this, or I was gonna say that. Like we just like catch each other thinking the same thing, saying the same thing. Like one of the main things, like my parents or like my sisters and my mom, like, oh, you guys are like exactly the same. And it's kind of like I'm not trying to be like my dad,
No,
but
it's
like
just- it just happens.
It's just the way it happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm half of him, half my mom. So
I love it.
yeah. So it's just crazy how like life comes full circle because like
Hey, mom, you act like me.
yeah. So it just I remember my grandma always says tell me like oh you're just like your dad. He doesn't like I would like growing up I would like sit at the same chair my dad would sit at, and like she's like oh you guys eat fast, you and your dad.
Yeah.
And I started eating chile or like I didn't like vegetables, but I started eating a lot of vegetables when I started getting older, and
Right.
she's like oh you're just like your dad.
I love vegetables.
Yeah, like grilled onions, the best thing.
Hey, grilled onion. Shout out
Yeah.
to Sweet D Dalena Farms, baby.
Yeah, grilled onions all day. Yeah.
So, all right, Mark, I have to ask this. I always do research on my guests because I'm a professional.
Yeah.
All right. So I Googled today, or actually yesterday, because I do my research ahead of time. I'm looking up fun facts about you, things that I could bring up. Only positivity. Well, you got nothing bad, so like it's easy for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Why is it when I type in Marc Castro, the first line on Google, it says Marc Castro boxing. Guess what the second one says?
I don't know.
Marc Castro teeth.
Teeth. Yeah.
Is there a story I need to hear? What happened?
Nothing.
What's up?
I just I actually got my one time I got it was like a root canal. I had two
Yeah.
root canals. They actually messed up on one, and then they eventually were like, oh, like one's messed up, and then eventually the two died. So I was gonna have like they're just they gave me what is it called, like porcelain lumineers. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
actually
lumineers, yeah.
So I actually got
Or veneers.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Then you want to fix it.
I haven't gone to the dentist in a
Yeah.
while.
I mean,
I've never had braces.
yeah. Well, he didn't want to break it, but they took that teeth out and fixed it. And
They fixed them up.
Yeah.
They fixed his teeth.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a
Well, you
that's-
got. I mean, one of
Yeah.
my old roommates, Juju Hughes, has like some of the best teeth I've ever seen in my life, and then my fiance has also probably the best teeth I have in my life. You have great teeth.
Thank you. Yeah.
You need. Why don't you get a sponsor with like Colgate or something like that?
Maybe. Yeah.
Have you thought of that yet?
Yeah. We thought about
You
it.
guys
yeah.
thought about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
I need to be on your marketing team. I think.
Everybody wants it. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some shit happen.
The price is right.
The price is right, baby. I love it. All right, Mark. Last question here. So, what is your "I made it" moment at this point? Shh.
I made it moment at this point. Huh? My house? Nah.
I know there's a lot.
My dad said, buy a house.
Yeah.
I bought a house last year.
Congratulations.
Thank
In Fresno?
you. Thank you. Yeah.
Nice.
It was kind of like in a dream house. Like it was where I wanted to live, like Sunnyside area.
Yeah, yeah.
Bought it, but like not even that. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like I made a moment.
You're so young still, so it's hard.
Like even if I won a world title, like I don't feel like I made it yet. But I feel like in the way, like I feel like when I box, I bring people together.
Right.
So like inspiring kids and just kind of hearing those stories or seeing those messages I get, like oh, like you inspired
up
me
to
to
you.
box or
Yeah,
this and
things
that.
like
Like
that.
just it's just insane because I feel like that I won't ever feel like I made it
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm really humble about it, really grounded, and I just feel like the inspiration I get to people and like I hear about it later, like that drives me every day.
Right.
It's just insane because I don't have like I keep like me and my dad were talking about it how like there's not like really an end goal like
Right.
like
You're just gonna keep climbing the mountain.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like boxing's gonna be over one day, but eventually like I'll go over and maybe a business.
Yeah.
My dad wants me to go back to school. He has people telling him like, oh, if I'm smart enough to be a lawyer, go be a doctor, just things like that, or like run a program, run business, and just things like that. It's like never gonna stop because I'm going for people like the kids that I feel like when I grew up, I didn't really have a role model.
Yeah.
So I want to be that role model I wanted to be as a kid. So
Now
I want
that
to
you're
inspire.
a boxer, do you have like a role model that you look after? You look up to?
Well, like Canelo. Like
Right.
Canelo made me really obsessed with the sport, and
Yeah.
And-
And you get to fight like under him.
yeah, it was insane. My third fight, he actually came up to me because we don't see.
I saw the video. Yeah.
Yeah, he came up to me and I didn't sleep for like 2 or 3 days
Wow.
when he came up to me. But I've actually met him before, but I didn't really I didn't
know
really
him or anything, or what?
I didn't think he
remembered you. Or?
like remember me or like liked me.
Okay.
Like it's like all right, it's on the card, whatever, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
Go do
he
your
could
thing.
he could have walked right past me.
Right.
The security guards told me to move and all that, but then he went out of the way and then, hey, what's up, this and that.
Right.
And then he just like but then like eventually they told us like, nah, he's a huge fan. He was watching your fight backstage. Like,
Wow.
he's been keeping up with your career and just things like that. Like, and that, like it up to that point, like I felt like everything in my life like was validated.
Right.
The head movement videos, the training hard, the hard days, and I'm like, all right, he gave me the
out
juice.
here. We out here.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, I didn't sleep for that whole night, and it was insane. And he gave me the juice for like
wild.
forever.
That's
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
some wild stuff right there.
Yeah, like it's like being recognized by like rest in peace Kobe, like re-recognized by Kobe,
Right.
by Messi, Ronaldinho, just like anything.
The goats.
Yeah, you're just like,
Face of the sport recognized.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's in. I mean,
And it's insane.
I mean, that's just crazy because like most people, when I ask, who's your role model, who do you look up to, especially like I feel like in a sport that's individualized where you could mimic people's game. I mean, you're in it with your role model, which is a crazy thing. It's a special thing. It's special as hell. I feel like.
yeah. And him coming up to me, my family is just, I was shocked. I was thankful for someone recording.
Yeah.
I wanted to get a photo. God rewarded me with something better.
Yeah.
And I remember that night, there's a story. So that shirt I had on is a Canelo shirt.
Uh-huh.
But that night I had my own shirt on.
Yeah.
Picture of my face and this and that. It was a medium. Some guy came up to me. I was like taking photos. Like I finished the fight and I just wanted to take photos with the fans. We're at AT&T
Right.
Stadium.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Taking photos with a lot of fans. Some guy's like, hey, where can I get a shirt? I asked my mom. We got more shirts. She's like, no, we don't. I'm like, me being me. I'm like, yo, you want this one?
You took the shirt off your back to give to.
I'm like, it's a medium. Like, what size is your shirt? He's like, it's a large. She's like, we trade. I'm like, you down? Like, you want a medium? He's like, yeah, I'll wear it. I don't care.
Wow.
And I'm like, all right. I signed it. I took it off, gave it to him, and he gave me his large. And it's the Canelo shirt I was wearing. That I haven't worn that shirt ever again.
Wow.
And that's why I feel like just God rewards
That's
you.
God right there, 100%. It could have not been a Canelo shirt.
So
at all.
eventually, like the guy I had the Canelo shirt, and eventually, like I think my dad, there was nobody around me wearing red, and like everybody, those are the Canelo shirt they were selling. My dad's like, he recognized you for that shirt for sure,
Right.
because you were wearing red, and
He was sent
Yeah.
out.
Wow.
Yeah, I stood out
That's
for
a badass story.
Yeah, and
holy shit, that's crazy.
And
that is crazy.
that was insane. Yeah, and after that, like I just think about that, like God will put you and place you at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
and
With the right
reward
people
you.
in
Yeah.
front of you.
What is your? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just throwing this out there. I don't have this written down or anything. I'm not a religious podcast that where I promote. No, I go to church every Sunday. I'm going tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want people to think like, oh, he's trying to convert me or anything like that. But any athlete that's listening to this or any person, I think all people eventually God comes into their life. But me as an athlete, like, especially doing dangerous sports like football and skeleton and things like that, like, I always felt like I needed God in my life just for safety. I wanted him to be with me. I actually talked to one of my little cousins about this. Like, you don't pray to God. Like, you're not going to say, like, dear God, please help me knock out this guy. Like, you don't say that. You pray for you. At least, I'm not putting words in your mouth, but me, I would say, help me play to the best of my abilities. Have my guardian angels with me. Give me safety. Give me strength. Be in my corner tonight to help support me. And to me, that was always a huge part of my game, my pregame, like, I have my pregame prayer. I got my night before prayer. I got my in the shower before the game prayer. I got my run out of the tunnel, go to the end zone, take a knee. You've gone to Fresno State games and you're like praying in the end zone. Like, it's part of the deal. And then I have my drive home, listening to country music with my eye black still in my face. Like, dear God, thank you for helping me like get out of that tonight. Because that was some crazy shit just now.
Oh, definitely.
And it's so like, I mean, you got that in your life, obviously, right? Because you keep referencing God, and I like it.
Yeah, it's like,
it's my podcast. I can say what the hell I want on it.
It's like I know we're not converting nobody. Like it's just like a
No, no,
relationship.
no.
Your relationship. I look at it more as a relationship than a religion. Like I have a relationship, God the Father. Like you just talk to him every day. He knows what you want. He knows what your heart's desires, and just ask him to help you get through what you got to get through.
Right.
And he eventually opened doors that you'll never think will be open.
Yeah.
And the main thing we got to learn is keep moving forward with him because he knows what's best for us.
Right. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
When we pray before we get in the ring, we're not praying, we're going to do it like you were saying.
Right.
We're praying to, to help and give us strength to shine,
Yep.
protect both of the parties.
Pray for strength, all that. Yep.
Because, you can't ask, like, God to hurt somebody because
No.
God to love. We're not going to hurt anybody.
Right.
It will protect you. It will protect the other guys, too. So, you know what? He's going to reward whoever God wants to be shining.
Absolutely.
It's going to
Oh,
happen.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mark, do you nutrition's pretty big for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you might have something that works too, but we have a new sponsor at Bring the Juice with the American Pistachio Growers. Do you like pistachios?
Yeah.
You like nuts?
Yeah.
They're good for you. They're nice. You know what they are?
I like pistachio.
They're a good alternative instead of like potato chips
No
or like
salt.
something else healthy.
Yeah.
Unsalty.
I
You
get
like
a
they
monster.
like the regular?
Unsalty.
On
Natural?
something.
Yeah, they're good. But the American Pistachio Growers, they're supporting athletes and their nutrition journeys. They are the newest sponsor of Bring the Juice, and they will be at your fight September 17th. So I don't know how or what or when, but
Yeah. I like.
They're
I
they're
like
gonna
pistachio.
be on the trunks, baby.
Yeah.
Shout out to the American Pistachio Growers. And Mark, last thing I want to ask is, how you feeling? We're this episode's gonna drop a few weeks before the fight, which is September 17th at the T-Mobile Arena on the Canelo undercard. And Mark's looking to stay undefeated right now. What's the vibes? A lot of juice.
Just I do boxing every day. The way I look at it, I always get this question, but I want to give you another answer. Like I do this every day. It's just like that day is kind of like a celebration for everybody that's been supporting me because they believe in me, and seeing their support, it makes everything worth it.
Right.
Once I get the victory, and then they tell me about the stories, like, oh, we had a party, this and that,
Right.
or like we had a barbecue for your fight. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Like I see the videos people tag me in, and it's just
It's
it makes
lit, man.
It makes
It's
everything.
fun.
It makes everything
It makes it worth it.
worth
Hell yeah.
worth it because that's what I'm working for.
Yeah.
Because I do boxing every day.
Yeah.
I train, I fight, I do it every day.
They don't see the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah.
And they just see that in 10 minutes I'm in the ring.
Do you have like a dream venue? Like
Dream
place
venue.
to fight?
Dream venue. I think maybe the Staples Center. But it's not the Staples.
It's not
yeah.
Staples. Will
Yeah,
the
but
Lakers
it
play
is
though?
a Staples Center, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Fresno
nice.
State.
Yeah.
Or Fresno
State football field?
Fresno State football field, yeah.
Hey, that'd be something, eh?
I want to fight there, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, baby, we could fill that up easy. Easy. And if we make that happen, I want to bring the juice on like a warm up shirt though.
Bet.
All right, it's enough said. All right.
Fresno,
Mark.
it might be come sooner than later, like a year or two.
Might have to cancel a football game for it.
Yeah.
Mark, I'm so happy you came on Bring the Juice. I think this
Thank
is
you.
going to be great for all of us. I hope we run it back after the fight. Seriously. Those are
Definitely.
great
Gotcha.
vibes, great energy. Anything else you'd like to say to Bring the Juice Nation as we finish things up?
I don't even know.
If your audience want us back, we'll come back.
The
Yeah.
audience is going to want you back. You might need a mic next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you got some stuff. I like it.
Yeah. I'll be back.
We'll get you
I'll
back.
bring the juice, yeah.
He'll bring the juice again,
Yeah.
and we need some trunks on the wall or something. I feel
You're
like.
gonna have it.
All right,
Gotcha,
enough
yeah.
said.
I got you.
Concluding another great episode of the Bring the Juice podcast. Thank you for listening. Be sure to tap in September 17th. Watch Mark kick some ass and win at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on the Canelo undercard. We are fired up. Lots of juice, baby.
Yes, sir.
And this week, don't forget, get your piss hot. Bring the juice. We'll see you next time.
First we gonna rock, then we gonna fold, then we let it